Go for it. Excellent. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the OpenJS Foundation public session. This is the first one for 2025. It should be an exciting year, especially because we have a conference at the end of the year. So let's get started. Back to you, Robin.
Thanks, Max. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, 2025, we're going into the 6th year since our two foundations merged. So really excited to have you all keeping informed and supporting us. A quick overview on the agenda. We'll have the minutes, we'll have a CPC update and a marketing update. So let's get rolling. Just a quick note, thank you for all our board members who provide all that support, not just on the kind of strategic and budget side, but I know you all are working in our community, so I appreciate that. A special shout out to our friend Fiona from the Sovereign Tech Fund. The Sovereign Tech Fund was an in-kind sponsorship board seat during the duration of that contract, which was 18 months. So really, Fiona and team, we really appreciate everything you've done for us. So next up. Big congratulations to Joe Seppi and Toby for being reelected as the CPC chair and vice chair. It's kind of new having a chair and a co-chair this year. We're getting a lot done and have a very active and sort of robust group. So if that's something you're interested in participating in, it's bi-weekly. You can find it on the public calendar. So yeah, congrats, Joe and Toby. All right, Ben, you want to take us through the minutes?
Yep, we have two sets of minutes, or one set of minutes to approve. We've got the one from the November 18th and also one from the September 27th that we were unable to get to. So would anyone like to make a motion to approve the public minutes from November 18th?
A motion to approve.
Motion.
Great. And a second?
And I will second them.
Great. All those opposed? Okay, any abstentions? All righty, with no opposed, no abstentions, the resolution passes. On to the next one. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the public session of the September 27th meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Would someone like to second?
I second.
Great. All those opposed? Any abstentions? Great. With no folks in opposition and no abstentions, the resolution passes. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. CPC update. Let's see, we have our community folks. Joe?
I'm not sure what the details of this are.
I was going to say, this is great work that has been driven by Ben, and so it's kind of odd, but I think today the CPC update is essentially comes from the staff, which, to be honest, kind of speaks to the great relationship and the great working relationship that we have. And so, yeah, Ben, if you want to take us through the work that you drove here, I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, we started out with projects requesting support through Jira, which had some downsides. Like it was hard to collaborate on. There wasn't visibility. The work wasn't public. And so we switched over to using GitHub issues and GitHub projects to track and prioritize our work. So there's a submission form that's a GitHub issue for projects that want to request our IT resources. And there's a public Kanban board for folks to see what our priorities are and what we're currently working on. So hopefully this cuts down on folks asking us via email or via Slack. And so it's a much more transparent way of working with the projects, which is great. So we meet once a week to do bug triage, just like any other software development team does. And yeah, if you ever have any questions about this, feel free to reach out.
Yeah, a lot of great work that came out of our Sovereign Tech Fund budget where it was our infrastructure modernization. It was a little bit of an archaeological dig, but we got all of our projects, most of our projects, infrastructure consolidated and migrated to the Linux Foundation IT department. And then we have some strategic vendors in place with real partnerships that provide sort of a peace of mind in the future. So thanks to all those strategic partners, we have a place on our website now for those folks who are providing those free services.
Yep, and I think that really is sort of the key of the CPC recent CPC updates. And as Robin was suggesting before, you're welcome to join us every Tuesday at a different time, depending on what part of the world you're in. And yeah, it's a great group of people, and it's frankly effective. And people who join are always pleasantly surprised that this is actually a place where work is getting done, and not some kind of like odd committee that like doesn't do much, as the perception sometimes is in the community of the work that we do. So yeah, please all be welcome to join.
Awesome, thanks. All right, Jen, want to take us through marketing, please?
Yes. Wanted to give everyone just kind of an overview of 2024 in terms of what was popular in our social channels. So kind of comparing what was the top 3 posts for OpenJS. Obviously, launching JSConf was a big one for us, as well as Node.js 23, and then Fastify, and never-ending support for Node.js. All of those were Q4. So that's really great news to see that things that we were working on at the end of the year had the highest number of impressions and interactions. The other thing to kind of point out here is for OpenJS social channels, we were basically flat on Twitter/X last year, just in terms of number of posts and number of impressions. Which is to be expected, just because most of our follower growth is on the LinkedIn side of things. We were up almost 200% on the number of posts that we did last year, and then the followers grew 25%. So the content that we're trying to focus on for the LinkedIn community is doing very well, and I don't think it surprises anybody that Twitter X is just kind of flattening out. In terms of particularly end of Q3 and in Q4 in particular. So we'll kind of track how that starts to look first half of this year as well.
And we have attempted to go on Blue Sky. There's been sort of a login bug that we've reported with the team that we can't log in with an original registration that we had. So we're still working through that.
Yes, month to month here. I think they're very overwhelmed. So fingers crossed that we can get that up and running for February. There's only a handful of Linux Foundation projects that are actually moving to Blue Sky. So we are kind of leading the charge on that. So stay tuned, and we will certainly let people know when that's up and running. Next slide is Node.js. Again, number of posts started to decrease in Q4. Followers are relatively stable. It grew a little bit in 2024. Number of posts are pretty even from last year. However, the number of impressions grew quite a bit. So that's really good news given kind of the state of X these days, as our followers grew a little bit as well. So while people are moving away from X, we are still, from the Node.js community, seeing a pretty good following. And again, just to kind of point out, these were the top 3 posts for 2024. And next slide. These are our latest blogs. If you haven't had a chance to check them out, the JavaScript Landia Awards is always a great thing to do. Obviously, never-ending support for Node.js is really important for us, and Fastly, and then obviously save the date for JSConf, which you're going to start to see a lot more of us promoting JSConf here, starting January, February, March. So be on the lookout for lots of great news coming for JSConf. And I think there's one more slide just to kind of share, going back to Blue Sky. Node.js is up and running. And the Node team got that started in Q4, and we're already up to 7,400 followers. Put the link in here if anybody wants to follow it. The Node.js team does a lot of posts there. So when there's an updater to any of the Node work, we will repost for them on Blue Sky. And so if you're interested, go check it out. I think our community is growing pretty quickly. So that's kind of fun. And JSConf North America. I'm sharing here with this group that sponsorships are now available for JSConf. And as a reminder, this is going to be held in Chesapeake Bay, October 14th through the 16th. And we are in kind of the final development of all of the basic assets that we work with the events team and our creative team to build out, so we can start to very actively promote JSConf North America. We've done one initial email to potential sponsors, but we will be very actively promoting ticket sales, call for proposals, and all that sort of activity. So next month we should have kind of that next set of things for us to be actively marketing and speaking about. So there's, again, a link to the sponsorships on this deck, as well as if you want to check out the resort and spa at Chesapeake Bay. It's a really lovely facility. So I encourage you to check it out because you don't want to miss this conference. And next slide will kind of give you an overview for those who are interested. This is what our theme is looking like. So hopefully you can all see that it's a lighthouse. Ben gets a lot of credit for coming up with this idea in terms of how to make this theme fit the venue that we're going to be at. This is kind of what things will look like as we start to develop out our creative. So we've got this really cool lighthouse with the light beam going out. So this is what our theme will look like for this year.
Ben, you're reading a book on lighthouses.
Yes, I would say, Ben, your inspiration came from the book you're reading.
Yes, my boring taste in books has officially helped us. So yes.
Yeah.
Well,
This
we're
looks
glad that
amazing,
you're-
by the way.
It's really fun, isn't it?
Oh, it's great.
But we've had lots
With
of
the yellow.
brainstorms with
Great.
Chris Williams on themes, and there's a lot of fun. As Chris likes to say, we're bringing the Willy Wonka back to the JSConf. So a lot of fun things will be happening on site. But yes, Ben, lighthouses are not boring. We think they're cool.
No, not at all.
We think you're cool. So
Yeah, I also think what's really great about this theme is it is in tradition with what Chris has done in the past with tying themes to the location and so forth. And no offense to the LF events because they do an amazing job, but from a creativity perspective, this definitely stands out in terms of all the other events that we kind of look at across the LF team. So the events team is really excited to work with us on this. And I think we'll have a lot of really good outreach and great marketing. So our goal is to sell this out. And I think we can go to the next slide. Again, just to remind everybody, sponsorships are available. And these are the tiers available to anybody who's interested. So for those who want to talk more about this, definitely reach out to Robin and we can certainly answer all of your questions.
yep, we do have our first signed sponsor, that's Volt. So thanks, Darcy Clark, but we have a lot of other folks in the hopper. It is sort of first come, first serve on these tiers. So yeah, give me a shout.
Yeah, last thing I'll say about it is these sponsorships are a little bit different. So the goal of these sponsorship is to engage and connect with the JS community. And so as you look at these, you'll see that they're a little bit different than maybe what you would normally see with sponsorship. So a lot of creativity can go into these sponsorships. So if anybody wants to brainstorm beyond kind of what we have here, obviously we're happy to talk with you about it. But there's social events, there's sponsorship for arcades and the relax area, espresso, coffee breaks, campfires. Again, it ties really, really well to the venue. So if you are interested in having your company organization sponsor, the venue really helps kind of put the two together for how we came up with all these cool ideas. And Chris is very, very inventive on this. So I think it's a really nice way to do sponsorships.
As you know, 3-day event day, we encourage you to bring your significant others, your kids. There'll be activities for everyone. Day 1 and 3 are technical tracks. Day 2 is choose your own adventure. Well, there'll be a lot of great community building things to do. So hope to see you there. And I think, unless Jen or Ben, you have anything else, or board friends?
Yeah, I think that's it for.
I'm gonna close it up. Thanks for staying late with us, everyone, and we will see you in the next few days in our community meetings, and then we'll see you on the board on the 4th Friday of every month. So Max is still here, but we can.
Yeah, take care, everybody.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.